the controversial issue in the practice of dentistry is that the salary or the
Uy, Doc.
capacity of
Grabe.
dentists to pay their associates enough for them to really start. Di ba? Yan yun eh.
We are dentists. Gumraduate tayo ng dentistry, and dentistry is almost a medical course already. So why are we considered as minimum wage earners?
So nothing to do with nothing to oppose the professional regulation body, but para sa akin kasi
Nagot, Doc, wala ka ng lisensya bukas. All through the season, we will be discussing topics that concerns in different state of life. How we can help others in terms of their issues. Parang na-confuse ka, Doc.
Anong klase status ba to?
Hello, Docky!
Hello, mga Dockies!
Yes! Hello, Doc Bry!
Hi, Doc Jean!
Yes! Welcome to the very first episode in our Season 1. What is our title of our videocast, Doc Bry?
Today's title is Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. Alam mo ba ang ibig sabihin ng Doc?
That will be our point of discussion for the entire season. Ayan. So we will be discussing things that refers about money, opinions, how we can help others in terms of their issues currently depending on your status in life. Parang na-confuse ka, Doc.
Anong klase status ba to? Okay naman yung status ko.
Status in life. Paano ba,
okay.
whether you are single, married with children, or no children, and then, of course, those who are aging and we don't,
We don't.
Yeah, oo. May mga ganun na, Doc, So we will be discussing all state of life, especially mga Dockies. At the end of the day, we want to assist you on how to make your life stable. And all through the season, we will be discussing topics that concerns in different state of life. Diba? So, and then, of course, before we continue, Doc Bry, we have to introduce the handsome guy.
Yeah.
Yes, with us. Okay. And he's actually a very good friend of mine. And we're so honored that he said yes to participate with us on this entire season. Ayan. Because
I think dati rin siyang member ng BTS, diba, Doc?
Pwede.
Tapos nagdentista na lang bigla eh.
Correct. Pwede. So, he's actually a practitioner, a dental practitioner, as well as a financial advisor from Axa Life. Ayan. So, Doc Bry, do the honors of introducing our very special guest who will spend time with us for the entire season 1. Yan.
So without further ado, let's all introduce Dr. Harris Ko.
Yay! Hello, Dr. Harris.
Hello, Dr. Jean, and hello, Dr. Brian. And I'm so happy right here, right now, to be your first guest for this season. I'm so honored to be sharing all my knowledge and learnings to you all.
Yan. So, ako nga, Doc Harris, it's very important because I finally discovered one step to become rich.
Wow.
Yes.
Dok, ilang
I would
steps
want
ba?
to
One
let's
step.
share and let's open more about that one step, how to be rich.
I just have to find the money for it.
I thought we're gonna open Pandora's box right now.
Yeah. So that is actually what we are going to discuss. But first, mga dockies, so that you don't get confused of what we are discussing. We will focus first on the first two episodes. So please do watch the next episode of episode 1. We will be discussing the main problems of single dentists. And of course, if you're a dental hygienist or whatever in the state of your life, okay, we will discuss their main issues. And of course, there's no better person to ask those main concern kundi ang aking co-host na si Doc Brian, na who happens
Ako ba,
to
Doc?
be... Yes! Kasi single
Okay.
ka pa.
Okay.
Single and available. Available nga ba?
Call me. Dito ko lang.
Baka may magalit. So Doc Brian, what do you think the first issue of people who are single, like, dentists who are single and is still trying to figure out their practice and stuff like that. So ano yung pinaka main concern ngayon? Number 1. Yan.
My biggest concern talaga is, how do you start? I think starting is the hardest thing to do. Kasi once you figure out what you're doing, madali na lang. Pero starting is, yung step 1, yung first step, yung pinakamahirap sa lahat. So, Dr. Harris, how do you really start your dental practice as a fresh graduate ng dental dentistry?
Okay, so let's start from the very beginning. After you graduate, syempre, take the board exam. After passing the board exam, hooray! Ito na! Yun nga lang, ang katotohanan is, life starts now. And what to do? Well, basically, right after you pass the board exam, pwede kong suggest is, you could work for others. If you have family, relatives, you could work with them. And you could go on, if you're brave enough, go on and start opening your clinic.
Interrupt muna kita kasi may sinabi ka na tip about work for others, di ba? Di ba, one of the controversial issue in the practice of dentistry is that the salary or the capacity of dentists to pay their associates enough for them to really start. Di ba? Yan yun eh. So isang controversial yan. Anong opinion mo dyan, Doc?
With that one actually is twofold po yan. Twofold. Siyempre, first fold would be, okay lang ba sa akin ang 50-50, 60-40, 70-30 salary basis ratio? Or, ang second fold naman din is, okay lang siguro sa akin kahit 60-40 lang, sa akin yung 40 dahil for sure, I'll be learning something from this dentist that I'll be applying for. So, yung matututunan ko, would that weigh more than babayad sa akin? So, kailangan i-assess ko rin sarili ko kung okay ba sa akin na tumanggap lang ng 250 a day or 500 pesos a day or dapat 5,000 a day. So, kailangan i-assess muna yon before we could proceed na ano yung next step na gagawin for you to create your money.
Ang question ko dyan is,
go ahead, Doc Brian.
Which is better? Mag-percentage kayo ng kita nyo or mag-commission ka na lang per case mo? Kasi syempre, kunyari, ikaw yung employer, how do you cut the line kung magkano lang dapat ibigay mo sa associate mo and paano ka kikita at the same time, diba?
So, some do, meron silang basic allowance, and then after that, aside from the basic allowance, meron pa silang percentage. So, ang basic allowance sila would fall for, syempre, definitely, is above minimum wage naman. And then meron pa silang percentage on top of that. Yun nga lang, hindi ganun most likely 20% on the net. 20% on the net. Or, yun iba, 15% on the net. Kasi may lang silang basic salary.
Kasama mo yung mga pa-foods mo, parang mga flash free meals for yung may mga ganun pang mga dental practice needs.
Actually, that would depend on your employer. If he or she is good enough or very generous enough to give you free food, free lodging.
Yeah, daming offers
Diba? So it would depend on the employer na papasukan mo. Dapat marunong ka rin pumili ng sinong papasukan mo.
Totoo yan, totoo.
Doc Harris, normally kasi, diba, all these perks are given for dentists who have been practicing for quite some time. It is not normally provided. That's what I've heard. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's not usually provided for those who are newly grads. And I believe that is the problem. Kasi nga, the assessment of how much a dentist should earn when they are first starting and they're trying to get employment from other dentists is lower when you have less experience.
So are you telling me, Doktora, that I should, kumbaga, mag-lock in ako sa isang dental clinic or dental practice na ibang tao for like a year so I can gain the experience if I'm planning to transfer to another practice?
Yun nga yung yun nga yung difficulty dito sa country natin. The education that once you graduate really depends on, again, on the experience, who you know. So it is the compensation is not based on your talent. Kasi of course I would prefer, if I will hire someone, of course I would like to have somebody who has experience already. But at the same time, there are dentists, aminin na natin, we're not all equal. And there are dentists, even if they just newly grad, they really have good hands. It's a inherent talent, ability to provide artistic quality of restoration. So it is a balancing act. And yun lang, ang controversial kasi niyan, maraming dentists kasi who starts employment with other dentists and they feel na, sige, save muna ako, tapos later on, I will put up my own clinic. But in the end, they cannot even afford, to have to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Kasi yung salary nila is just enough for them. So, yun lang, parang nakakaawa din when you are starting and you're not, you don't really have the capital to start a clinic in the first place. Kaya nga talagang very lucky, Doc Harris, yung mga, diba, yung mga dentists na who have parents who are dentists already, diba?
So Doc, what is a just compensation? Kunyari ako, bago ang graduate, ano ba dapat sweldo ko? If we're gonna talk about this.
Okay.
Actually, I would depend on the salary that I would be giving. For example, I'll be an employer. I'll be your employer. First, I will depend on your ability. Tapos yung kunin, syempre wala akong basis, syempre sa grades mo. If you're top-notcher, probably if your grades are high, most likely you're doing good to school. And if you top the board exam, most likely you're really good at school. So maybe I could give you a better compensation. Apart from that, yung mga achievements mo while you're studying would also matter to me. So, pagkatapos naman nun, ang next phase nun is recommendation naman. Siyempre, as an employer, I would also take into consideration the recommendation of friends, recommendation of somebody close to me, if they could highly recommend this person to be my dentist. Kaya yung dalawa yung actually main factor kung sila yung mga new graduates. Kasi kung meron silang experience, number 3 category will be experiences sila. Sana sila nagtrabaho, ano yung capabilities nila, ano yung mga kaya nilang gawin.
Ako mga dokis, huwag kayong magagalit sa akin. Kasi dapat ang compensation talaga, at least minimum wage yung salary nila. Kung salary sila, if they are newly grads and they're just starting, and of course you're trying to balance the cost of your clinic as well, at least pay the dentist minimum wage and then provide.
Talaga?
Hindi, ibig ko sabihin salary. Kung hindi ka makapagbigay agad ng malaking commission, kasi nga you don't know yet how good the dentist is or how many patients she will be able to finish in a day or in a month, di ba? Kasi yan yung mga So if for example, mababa lang yung commission na nilagay mo kasi nga newly grad siya, at least man lang may salary talaga, hindi purely commission lang. Kasi kawawa din naman yung dentista. Parang paano na lang yung transportation niya, yung food niya, yung attire niya, yung presentation, doon pa lang ubus na yun eh. So, at least sa akin, ang pinaka-initial starting is at least a minimum wage salary and at least a 20% commission for the work she done. And then, you can go and increase it as the dentist improves her craft and kung nagpo-flourish ang clinic nyo dahil she brings the talent that you need and industrious siya. So, you can go higher na. Pero
Meron
sa akin,
akong
yun yung kailangang
question.
initial standard.
May question ako dyan na malupit. Kasi,
Sige.
una sa lahat, we are dentists. Gumraduate tayo ng dentistry and dentistry is almost a medical course already. So, why are we considered as minimum wage earners kung doktor tayo? Di would at least medyo above the minimum kasi nag-aral tayo ng more than 6 years or 7 years, kung ilan man yan. And then we're gonna only receive like a minimum wage. Yung parang hindi just yung compensation ng isang doktor kung minimum lang ibibigay mo sa kanya.
Doc, alam mo bang maraming doktor talaga? Medical doctor, nurse. Hindi. Ibig ko sabihin, alam mo ba maraming medical doctor, nurse na mga residente, they are still gaining experience in hospitals that they don't even earn. In fact, sila pa minsan yung nagbibigay ng bayad sa hospital. And these are hospitals, okay? Hospitals that are earning so much. Samantala, ang mga dentista na may mga malalaking clinic, they don't earn also as much as hospitals. So, I think it is not an insult. It's just that, as I've said, this is, for me, this is a starting point. I'm not saying it will, forever and ever, di ba? Starting point. Tapos, yun yung parang sinasabi ni Dr. Harris, yung mga qualification na gusto niya. And we are talking about a newly grad without experience, pero you feel there is a, kumbaga, potential to harness more income in your clinic, then that is the starting point. But yun lang mga dokis, wag nyo namang patagalin. Baka naman 10 taon na. Ganon pa rin, okay? Starting point like siguro 6 months to 1 year. Kasi doon mo makikita. Oo, doon mo na kasi makikita kung talagang magaling na worker, di ba? Another, doc, kasi yung problem mo, doc, yung where to start, it's actually pertaining to income and opportunities, di ba, Doc Harris? Yes. So, in terms of isang controversial issue is the issue of preceptorship. Ayan.
Nag-preceptorship ako, Doc.
Bakit? Kasi, alimbawa, although pwede ka naman single, kasi we're talking about stake in life, di ba? So, may mga dentist kasi na single and kasi wala silang ginawa kundi mag-aral ng mag-aral, and then after studying so much, they felt they have so much to give and so much to teach their colleagues, yung mga dokis natin dyan. He wanted to share his talent, his knowledge. And so, he or she will put up a preceptorship. Unfortunately, merong professional regulation, parang policy that it has to be, preceptorship now has to be offered university-based or something that the speaker or the people who are giving the education must have a masteral degree or have proven themselves that they are indeed qualified to teach other dentists o yung mga dokies. So anong opinion mo dyan, Doc Harris? Pagdating dyan sa pagbabawal sa mga ibang dentista unless university-based na pag-aaral, ika nga. They wanted na kailangan doon. Otherwise, you might be sanctioned if you're doing that.
I would like to go to that point na lahat ba ng learning libre? Higher learnings ba dapat lagi libre? Di ba it's not libre naman? So, if it's not libre, if you need to pay for a fee to learn something, if you would want to enrich yourself, your skills and capabilities to be a better dentist, definitely you need to spend. If you need to spend, paano mo naman mababawi yun, di ba? If you open a school, if you open a preceptorship, syempre, from there, posible mo siyang mabawi. So, parang it's a cycle of business lang yun. That's my personal opinion regarding this one. So, nothing to do with nothing to oppose the professional regulation body, but para sa akin kasi,
Lagot, Doc, wala ka ng lisensya bukas.
Kasi on the business side, ito investment ko to. So, paano ko siya iniikot? Paano magkakaroon ng return of investment? Siyempre, apart from the sincere heart na gusto ko mag-share ng knowledge ko, siyempre, with that, should also be a fee. Hindi naman pwedeng lahat libre. So, I paid for my tuition, abroad ako, nag-aral ako. So, I'll be sharing it to you, my new group of students. Siyempre, I will be charging a fee. Para yung mga tinuro ko, I will impart to you so that you also could enrich and upgrade your practices as a dentist. So that's my take. Nothing to do with the PRC, nothing to do with any regulation body. Para sa akin, it's business that you know something, kailangan mo rin i-charge yun. So,
can I be the 10th dentist? Alam niyo ba yun? Yung 10th dentist, di ba? When they say that 9 out of 10 dentists agrees with this toothpaste, ganyan. Can I be the 10th dentist? I really agree na tama yung ginagawa ng PRC pagdating sa ilagay sa university yung ating mga preceptorship. Una sa lahat kasi the problem is there's a lot of preceptorships open in the public here in the Philippines. But the problem is how do you standardize the quality of education of each of every preceptor, yung nagtuturo ng preceptorship, na pare-parehas ba yung tinuturo. Some may teach something different, then in-apply nila sa kanang practice, it's gonna give them trouble rather giving them the solution they need for their patients. So standardizing with the help of PRC eliminates the possibility na magkaroon tayo ng further errors or complications na related dun sa inaaral nila. Especially pagdating sa orthodontics. Marami nagtuturo ng ortho, hindi pare-parehas ang technique. Iba, hindi nila makuha dahil iba-iba yung technique na ino-offer nila. So, delikado yun sa ibang dentist kasi iba-iba yung tinuturo, iba-iba yung ina-apply na technique, hindi nila ma-accomplish yung tamang treatment plan para sa pasyente.
Nako, Doc Bri, buti na lang 10th ka kasi pareho kami ni Doc Harris. PRC tsaka PDA ha, nothing against.
Nothing against.
Maganda yan kasi ayoko rin na nag-agree lahat kasi ang boring naman, tulog na lang tayo. Totoo naman din yung sinasabi ni Doc Bri. Of course, there is a matter of trying to standardize a certain part of education that you're trying to give or impart to someone else. Kaya lang mga dokis, ito yung opinion ko. One is that the people who are studying the preceptorship are already graduates of dentistry. So I think by the time you graduate dentistry, you are of the right mind. And you can
right mind talaga.
Yes, right mind and sound decision. na if you like to study from one of your dockies or colleagues na you respect, then one shouldn't stop you from learning. Kasi I'm always against restrictions when it comes to learnings. Kasi this allows you to stop to grow. Kasi lagi ka nagko-conform in a rule. However, Dr. Bry is also right. Kasi there has to be a certain rule. Kasi otherwise, archaic na siya. Kumbaga,
Correct.
everybody can just claim, oh, I can I can teach ortho.
Yeah.
I can teach implant, surgery. Of course, there has to be a certain requirements. But I don't believe it has to be in a university setup. So, ang akin lang, mag-provide kayo ng proper requirement for venue. And then if a dentist feels that he or she is qualified to teach, then have a proof, submit yung parang, ano ba yun? Di ba yung mga teacher, meron silang parang study plan or something like that. So yung program, di ba? Kasi nga, alam mo, with all those rules, ang nangyayari dyan, minsan pinupoliticize.
Yeah.
And then minsan ginagamit din siya
may comment ako.
to corrupt.
Pwede ba mag-comment dyan?
Corrupt power, corrupt money, yan yun eh. Yan. Sige, Doc Bry, anong comment?
Para sa una muna, let's not vilify yung idea kung bakit niya na gustong ilagay sa university. Kasi una sa lahat, as far as I have experienced, karamihan ng mga classes is hindi naman hino-host sa isang magandang magandang kwarto or room para mag-aral. Minsan sa loob ng Jollibee, sa Maxis, sa loob ng bahay nila, sa condo niya, ganun. So imagine mo, how can you study something really formal and really, you're really putting money into it and then ituturo lang sa'yo sa loob ng Maxis. The quality of education is mas formal kung ilalagay mo sa university setup, giving you na parang talagang nag-aaral ka talaga. Hindi lumilipad yung utak mo kasi hindi ka na nasa Jollibee or nasa Max na dami-daming tao. Diba? Imagine nyo how many I hope I won't get in trouble in saying this, pero yun lang yung nakikita kong problem eh. Yung mismong environment ng mga tao while doing the preceptorship, kaya kino-question ng PRC is parang questionable. Bakit mo siya doon i-host kung meron naman talagang specific institution para ituro para mag-aral ng ganung bagay? O yan.
Akin naman, ang point ko is, we're all doing this, syempre, for our patients. Diba? Para sa ating pasyente. Syempre, we would want to maximize our knowledge, our efforts, so that we could deliver the most excellent or the best possible way to treat them. So, in that way, in that sense naman, mas gusto ko na even na nag-preceptorship lang tayo, even nag-university-based tayo learning, gusto ko, para sa akin, what would really, really matter is you put your heart on every job or on every patient that you treat. So, para sa akin, ganun lang. Treat each patient the best that you could give. So, dapat lagi put your heart into it. Dapat kahit na simpleng OP lang yan, kahit na simpleng class 1 lang yan, or kahit na sobrang difficult na surgery or sobrang difficult na orthodontic treatment, put your heart in it lagi, and most likely, mapaisip ka, tama ba yung nilutunan ko? Or enough yung nilutunan ko? Then from then, you could assess yourself na I could go and I should go and I must go to a higher learning so that I could properly educate myself better for next time na meron dumating sa akin this kind of case, mas kaya ko siyang i-sagutin or mas kaya siyang i-address.
Kaya, kasi nga, Doc Brian, nasa...
Ayaw magpatalo.
Doc Brian, honestly, ang tanda na kasi ng mga... ang tanda na kasi nung, kumbaga, at least, you are of age of knowledge or maturity na if if you enroll in a preceptorship na ginawa sa Max and you continue to do that, then ibig sabihin you are learning something. The environment doesn't matter anymore. But what matter is the content that you are learning. Yun nga lang, syempre, as I've said, there must be a requirement so that, yun nga, yung point mo, Doc Bri, which is very good, is you try to regulate something to make it look more professional. And I believe lahat naman, again, as far as I know, a majority of the preceptorship that is being offered that is not university-based or that is not, mga dokis hindi ako nag-o-offer ng preceptorship. That is not university-based or whatever. Generally, they improve once kasi nga, yung iba, they start really a small group and then it becomes bigger and bigger. So, yan mga dokis, very controversial yan. Please do comment below if you have any position when it comes to two of our very controversial topic. Ayan. So, before we go, para hindi na masyadong mahaba, baka matulog na kayo, we will ask first Doc Bri, kasi issue niya yan. Ano yung tips mo, Doc Bri, na sa tingin mo will address yung problem mo when it comes to income, opportunity, savings, and investment in order to address where to start when you are still single and, as young as you are?
Ako, honestly, this is gonna sound really weird, pero ang pinaka-tip ko talaga, pinaka-best advice ko is, number one, is you should know how to identify your wants and your needs. You should draw the fine line of identifying kung ano ba yung mas kailangan mo para sa pang-araw-araw, ano ba yung mas kailangan for short term or long term. The ones you identify, which one is for long term or short term, mas madali mo na kayo budget yung pera mo kung sa mo or sa mo i-invest yung pera mo in the long run.
Okay, ako naman, I think dahil we are talking about single people and hopefully you're not that old and still single. So I am assuming that you are single and still young. And most people who are still young in age, one of the additional income you can put into besides practicing dentistry, mga dokis, is be part of the digital age. Like what we are doing right now. We are participating in sharing education through using either video or podcast.
Creative si Doc.
Okay, and also this is the reason why DMD Center was built, because at the end of the day, yung issue ng preceptorship, although DMD Center is not offering any kind of preceptorship, but we do offer training for better skills, so iba kasi yung you are promising something na meron kang parang title after attending a training. So DMB Center goes digital in order to reach out for more dental practitioners who might have a challenge, especially nowadays because of the pandemic. So I think these are one of the opportunities that you can consider also. And like in dentistry, marami na ring digital, di ba? Yung 3D scanning, things na if you learn other skills in a digital way, you will add more value for your employer or add more value to your own dental practice. Ayan. So, ang ating, of course, finale na tip ay manggagaling sa ating guwapong-guwapong guest. So, Dr. Harris,
Opa.
Yeah.
Opa.
I would like to connect my tip naman between what Dr. Brian and you, Dr. Jim, said. First is tama, know your wants and your needs, identify them. Ang tip ko pagkatapos mo ma-identify yung wants sa needs mo, kailangan isulat mo sa notebook mo or sa papel mo na this one, kailangan ko siya paghandaan. For example, I would need to prepare for my health. Baka magkasakit ako eh. Or I would need to prepare for my retirement. For sure, tatanda ako. Kaya kailangan meron akong pagkakagastusan pagtanda ko na. And number 3, kung sakaling nagkaroon ako ng anak, kailangan meron akong nakalaan para mag-aral siya hanggang college. So gusto ko yung tatlong yun, medyo sure na nakaplanado na sila. So yun yung mga needs na dapat kong i-address. And to connect with Dr. G's tip naman, tama yun. Digital is the new word na ngayon. Everything is getting digital with dentistry and everything. So invest, di ba? Invest not only on what you have right now, but invest for the future. Kasi yun yung importante. You're investing something right now para itong right now, pagtingin mo sa future, may something na. For example, you're investing, nagtanim ka ng halaman ngayon, hindi naman siya bukas may puno na, may bulaklak na, may prutas na. Pag nag-invest ka ngayon, syempre, ang tingin mo niyan, later on, after 5 years, meron na akong prutas, meron na akong mangga or saging or whatever. So, invest. So, how to invest and what to invest for and learning to invest, dapat yun yung isang tip ko sa inyo na dapat malaman nyo, matutunan nyo. And you could learn more if you follow DMD Center.
Doc Haris, may tatanong ako sa'yo. Kasi nga, since you are in Axa Life naman, di ba? So, sa mga single kasi, what do you think is, if you're still single and you are still starting, what is the best initial plan sa Axa na a dentist could start with?
Okay. Doc Jean, do you drink coffee? Do you drink coffee, Doc Jean?
Yeah. Coffee? Yeah.
Yes. Do you go to Starbucks, Doc Brian?
Ano, Doc?
Do you go to Starbucks?
No, Doc. I make my own coffee.
Doc, the coffee that you made, syempre, bumili kayo ng beans, di ba? Bumili kayo ng a kettle, probably, to cook your coffee.
Yes.
Or you bought
French
an espresso
press,
machine, a French press. So, the French press, the beans, are the investment part actually. So with Doc naman, if you go to Starbucks, Doc Jean, probably you'll be spending 100 a day more or less for the coffee. Or kung McDonald's man na coffee yan, if you are minimizing your budget, gumastos ka pa rin para sa coffee. So what if you just set aside 100 pesos a day? 100 pesos lang. Continuously set aside 100 pesos a day. Do you know how much na magkakaroon ka ng ipon after a year? Or probably after 2 years?
Nako.
Or make it 10 years. Alam mo magkano na yun. So yun yung gusto kong i-impart sa inyo mga dockies na yung 100 pesos, hindi lang siya 100 pesos, hindi lang siya isang basong kape. Yung isang basong kape na yan, pag inipon mo, pwede ka bumili ng factory, ng coffee factory. Kaya yan. Pwede kang bumili ng isang malaking grinding machine na nasa loob ng napakalaking building. Bibilin mo yun, kasama ng building. All those are possible. Yes, all those are possible. Kasi we want to grow our money, di ba? With just 100 pesos a day. And if you want to learn more, actually, just follow DMD Center.
May comment ako dyan. Ano
Yes,
ba moral
Brian.
story nung sinabi ni Dr. Harris, Dr. Jin? Tingin nyo. Ano bang moral story doon, Doc? May akong magandang question sa'yo, Doc. Anong moral story ng Doc? Ha?
Put your money where your mouth is.
No, Doc. Ang moral story ng Doc, nung sinasabi ni Dr. Harris ko is, matuto kang magbaon. Pag nagbabaon ka, hindi ka na bibili sa McDo. Yung binaon mong food sa day na yon, instead na bumili ka ng pagkain sa labas, may baon ka, hindi ka gagastos ng pera sa labas. So, technically, parehas pa rin yun nang titipid ka rin, di ba? Nagbaon ka na lang, hindi ka pa bumili ng 150 ng McDo sa labas. Kumita pa yun ng 150 at the end of the day. O yun na yun, o.
Ayun.
Do- ah,
Having said that, mga Dokies, please do watch our second episode to discuss another issue for single people. But before we go, Doc Harris, do inform them where they can contact you in terms of financial advisory, in terms of, saving or investing for their future. Okay.
You could follow me on Facebook. That's hashtag AskDocHarris. Or you could call me or text me or message me 0917-819-2918. And I'll be more than willing to assist you in all your money matters, money problems. Walag lang utang.
Ayan. So, ayan mga Dokies. And if you like this episode, please do comment below and give us a thumbs up. Okay. And do subscribe. Okay. So that we can continue doing this. And of course, Doc Bri, as you've said, ano ang kailangan nilang gawin?
Doc, kasi para sa iyo, nalakas mo kumain sa labas. Kaya ito binabati.
Okay, mga Dokies. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye!
Bye!